Costa Rica often ranks as one of the best countries in the world, and for good reason. First of all, it's stunningly beautiful. If you've ever been there and seen the nature and the beaches, it is second to none. One of the most biologically diverse places on the planet, an amazing place to spend your golden years. But it also has a lot of practicalities that make it an excellent place to retire. It has world-class healthcare, it has a moderate cost of living, it's also generally safe, and it has various different types of visa and residency permit categories that fit exactly for retirees, such as the pensionado and inversionista visa, which are really accessible with $1,000, $2,000, or $3,000 per month. On top of that, it also has full property rights for foreigners, very low property taxes, no tax on income that's earned outside of the country, and it also has a really strong expat and international community, and also a really central location right in the middle of Central America, so you're really close, a few hours flight to North America or South America. If we haven't met before, I'm Kristin. I've spent 8 years in Costa Rica, and I've been helping people retire there for much longer. I'm also the author of Moving Abroad for Dummies, and in this video, I'm going to share with you my top 10 picks for where to retire in Costa Rica, plus a wild card. The 10th place on my list is one of the more overlooked towns within Costa Rica. I rarely hear anyone talking about it, but it has a really nice sized community. It has a low cost of living compared to other parts of the country, and it's also really green and lush and fertile and has a pretty good climate. It's also close to the beach, and that place is San Isidro del General. I don't know why this place is never at the top of any sort of retirement list, but as I mentioned, it has a really nice climate. It has a good location, just about an hour from the beach and also a few hours from San José. And it's like a slower pace of life, not so touristy as other parts of the country. I remember my first time I went there was back in 2002, and I'm sure it's changed a lot since then, but I always thought of it as really a hidden gem in the country, but it still has a lot of amenities. It has a pretty good sized hospital there, and you can actually find real estate in this area for like half the price of somewhere like Tamarindo, which can be, 2, 3, 4, 5 times more expensive per square meter. We're looking at maybe $200 to $500 per square meter in San Isidro, depending on which area you're in, and $1,000 to multiple thousands, $5,000, $6,000 per square meter for the most luxurious properties in the North Guanacaste region, which we will get to a little bit later in this video. You can still find a modest home from around $100,000 to $200,000 in this area, and land can be as low as $25 to $50 per square meter outside of town. It's home to Hospital Escalante Pradilla, which is one of the largest public hospitals outside of San Jose, and there's also plenty of clinics and specialists in town. San Isidro is for you if you're looking for somewhere that's a little bit off the beaten path, a smaller town compared to being in the metropolitan area of the Central Valley, and not so hot and dusty and muddy and everything else that comes with living on the beaches of Costa Rica, but still being pretty close so you can drive down there for the day. Ninth on my list is actually just a short drive from San Isidro del General, and this is an area known as the Whale Coast, which is Dominical and Uvita in the southern zone of Costa Rica. I like this area because it's really quintessential Costa Rica for me. It's so tropical and beautiful. You've got the volcanic black sand beaches, really laid back atmosphere, and when you're retiring somewhere, that's what you're looking for, right? You're looking for a slower pace of life, not too much stress, rushing around, and that to me really exemplifies the feeling that you get when you're in the Dominical Uvita area. On the downside, because this is kind of a more remote part of Costa Rica, you're farther away from the more populated areas up the central coast of Costa Rica, like Jaco and Hermosa. You're also quite a drive away from San Jose. It can feel quite remote, and so it's not the best place if you want to be, really close to a major hospital, for example. They also don't have an airstrip that I'm aware aware of unless a new one has popped up around there. So you won't find really any SANSA flights to this area. And the infrastructure can be, a bit spotty. It's still areas where if you're buying a house up on a mountain, you won't have a paved road almost for sure, unless you're in a very highly developed gated community. It can be, really muddy and treacherous to drive around there. And if you're not living in this area full time, it can also be vulnerable to crime. So one of my friends has a house in this area with a beautiful ocean view. There have been attempted break-ins multiple times, which she has caught on camera. But if you lived in Costa Rica, you know that that's not, having the security cameras isn't really going to help get your stuff back. So it's probably not the most practical place to live in Costa Rica, but it is a very beautiful place. It has a really strong and diverse international community and a lower population density than you're going to find in the Central Valley or the more populated beach areas, places like Quepos, Manuel Antonio, Paco, and Hermosa. This area is also known for having a lot of eco lodges and boutique hotels mixed with really tight-knit Costa Rican local communities. It's perfect for you if you want to be surrounded by nature and right on the beach and don't mind being farther away from big city amenities. Next on my list is somewhere that is just northwest of the San Jose area where you can find a lower cost of living, a really nice climate, and more affordable housing, and that is Grecia and San Ramon. I actually have some relocation clients living there pretty happily for the last few years with their dog, so shout out to them, they know who they are. And this is a great entry-level option to living in Costa Rica because you're close to the city of San Jose and all of the amenities, but you still have your basic day-to-day amenities that you'll need over there. You've got a nice mix of locals and foreigners alike. The center of town in San Ramon can be a lot, more traditional Costa Rican, and then out in the outskirts and in the hills and the mountains, you can find some eco communities, some sustainable communities, and some really interesting places to live. Of course, you do want to be careful about where you're finding housing in Costa Rica. Make sure that it's somewhere that's secure. There can be a lot of single family homes that are just independent in this area, which might have some security concerns, but it is a really nice and more affordable area than some of the more popular places to live, places like Escazú, Santa Ana, or even in the city center of San Jose. And you also get a more relaxed lifestyle, less traffic, and you're just about an hour and a half from getting to the major hospitals of San Jose. This corner of the Western Central Valley is perfect for you if you're looking for a quieter lifestyle, still close to the capital cities. You've got some strong, international expat community, but also still very authentically Costa Rican. You can find homes here from around $150,000 to $300,000 or more if you're looking for modern builds in gated communities. And while there are public hospitals in this area, you're about an hour to San Jose for specialized care. If you're thinking about retiring in Costa Rica or even just spending more time traveling abroad, one of the best investments you can make is learning Spanish. Sure, you can get by with English in many cases, but when it comes to making everyday life easier, whether it's going to the bank or getting directions, ordering at a restaurant, or making friends with your neighbors, knowing the language makes life so much easier and more rewarding. That's why I always recommend Rosetta Stone before your next trip abroad. With their website and app, you can start learning the language in as little as 5 minutes per day from your laptop, tablet, or phone. The best part is their true accent technology, which uses data from millions of speakers to help you pronounce words correctly. So no more stressing about mispronouncing words when you're talking with locals. Being able to speak Spanish as a solo female traveler has been absolutely critical for me in being able to successfully and safely navigate more than 10 Spanish-speaking countries alone. I highly recommend it for you too, and now using the link below this video, you can save more than 60% off a lifetime subscription to Rosetta Stone, whether you'd like to speak Spanish or any one of their 25 different languages. You can focus on Latin American Spanish, or you can choose to learn Spanish for travel in Spain. Use the link below this video right now and save more than 60% off a lifetime subscription to Rosetta Stone. And thanks to Rosetta for partnering with me on this video. Next up is somewhere that, love it or hate it, is a must for any places to live in Costa Rica list. I'm talking about the closest and biggest beach town to the Central Valley, and that is Jaco. As I mentioned, love it or hate it, I have friends who've lived in Jaco for decades and absolutely loved it there. It's not everyone's cup of tea because it is such a close beach to the city. It's just off the main road and also the toll road from the Central Valley. So it can get really crowded at times, and the way that the geography is spread out with just one main strip, it just means it can get really hot, really crowded there, especially with the black sand beach next door. It can be sweltering during the summer months. And so it's not the most, off the beaten path place to retire in Costa Rica, but it's a great option if you want to be on the beach, but still just an hour or so away from San Jose. You also have so many amenities there, like anything that you could want that's in Costa Rica has to be in Jaco, from casinos to luxury hotels, all the biggest supermarkets, Automercado, Mas por Menos, so many different activities and things to do, lots of meetups, lots of different group activities. You've got really good gyms. You have a lot of different housing options, from single family homes to really affordable studios and efficiencies, also really luxury condos right on the beach. And it's just a really convenient place to live. Maybe not the most exotic place to live within Costa Rica, but everything you need is going to be right there. And if you want to get a little bit off the beaten path, you can go up the road to Playa Hermosa, which can kind of give you a little bit more of a slower pace of life. Similar property prices, maybe even a little bit higher, but then you're still only 15 minutes from Jaco if you need to go into town to go shopping or whatever. So it doesn't have a major hospital there, but they do have clinics there. I once had to get stitches there because I cut my foot on some hidden corrugated metal in the sand, which was not fun, but you can get medical care there. You can also get to San Jose really quickly out of most of the beach towns. And there's also a lot of things to do and explore around there. You can take day trips down to Dominical, Capos, Manuel Antonio. There's the marina there. You've got Herradura. You've got ferries that go over to the Nicoya Peninsula. So you'll never be bored. You'll never run out of things to do. And yeah, as long as you can afford your electricity bill for the air conditioning, you'll be just fine. Jaco is perfect for you if you're looking for a place with a lot of amenities and an active social life with quick access to services while still living at the beach. It's also for you if you don't have a vehicle, although it's always recommended to have a car in Costa Rica, especially if you're going to be exploring the country, but it's somewhere that you can get to really easily from San Jose on the bus. You can walk around a lot of places. There's good local bus transfers there. There's Ubers, taxis. So it is, if you're living centrally in Jaco, it's a good place that you can be without a car. But if you're planning on living up in the hills or maybe in Punta Arenas, maybe in Hermosa and other areas, it would be nice to have a car there. Next up is an upscale suburb of the capital with some of the best amenities that Costa Rica has to offer. This is one of my former home bases, the area of Escazú and Santa Ana, and I'm kind of cheating and combining them together because even though they're quite distinct with even different microclimates, they're just 5 minutes or so apart down the road from each other, so I'm gonna put them together. But this is a suburb on the western side of San Jose, so you're maybe about 15-20 minutes from the center of San Jose, depending on traffic, but it's one of those areas that you never really need to leave because you have all of the amenities right there. You've got Hospital Cima, the private hospital, right smack dab in the center of Escazú, which is right next to Avenida Escazú, right next to Multiplaza Mall. Tons of restaurants, banks, amenities, real estate offices, really anything that you could need is all within a very close distance. And you also have a really wide selection selection for properties around here. There's a lot of real estate and development in the area, so whether you're looking for a townhome, a single family home, a gated community, a condo tower, or an older style of apartment building, you can find it all in this area. It also has a more moderate climate, with Escazú being a little bit cooler than Santa Ana down the road. Santa Ana is kind of like the Sun Valley, and Escazú is up on the mountain. So the higher up you go on the mountain, even if you get into like Alajuelita area, it's going to be a lot cooler and cloudier and really nice views from up there as well. In addition to Hospital Cima, you're close to Clínica Bíblica Hospital, the Metropolitan Hospital. So depending if you're using private health insurance or if you're on the Pensionado visa and you're in the public healthcare system, you've got a lot of options there. You also don't really need a car in this area. Lots of plentiful Ubers. You've got the buses going everywhere. You'll hear them as well going up the hills. And it's just a really convenient, nice, and pleasant place to live. The downside of this area is that the property prices are probably among the higher in the Central Valley. They've been going up a lot in recent years. So keep that in mind. But in exchange for these higher prices, you're also getting a lot of amenities and modern day comforts. You've got farmers markets, you've got chain restaurants. If you're looking for PF Chang's or Starbucks or any kinds of things like that, you can find that all in Escazú and Santa Ana. Next on my list, we're going to be heading over to the Nicoya Peninsula, and I really struggled with which town in this area to add to this list because I spent a few years in Nosara back in, 20 years ago. It's changed a lot since then, but it's still quite an underdeveloped area, although it is very pricey, very expensive, very amazing town to live in, honestly. But I think when it comes to retiring, if you're, looking for maybe a little bit of an easier lifestyle, less rugged, then Samara down the road is actually a pretty good option. You've got a straight shot from Nicoya on a paved road, so you can avoid the extra travel distance to get over into Nosara. It's a very well contained area. You've got all the amenities there. It's a beautiful bay, crescent-shaped bay with lots of palm trees, very quiet and idyllic, but still having a lot of energy and a bustling vibe, during the work days. And it's really close if you want to go take road trips down through Carrillo, head down to Manzanillo, Santa Teresa, Malpais. You can go that way, the adventurous route, or again, you're really close to that main road if you want to drive through the center of Nicoya. I think this is a really interesting option because you get to live at the beach. It's a smaller, more laid-back area than somewhere like Jaco on the central coast. But again, you've got a really straight shot to get into the town of Nicoya if you want to go grocery shopping or go to the hospital or anything like that. So if you want to get really serious medical care, it's still probably going to be better to go into the Central Valley, but you've got everything you need there. And then you can also take day trips up north to go visit Nosara without having to contend with some of the infrastructure challenges that are more prevalent in Nosara. You're also close to Nosara Airport if you'd like to fly to San Jose or Liberia instead of driving. It looks like the airstrips in Carrillo and Punta Zlita down the road are not operating right now, but you do have that option from Nosara if you ever need to fly. Fourth on my list is one of Costa Rica's most famous beach towns, full of lots of energy, restaurants, and international residents. You might have guessed that I'm talking about Tamarindo, one of the foremost and largest beach towns in the country. You've got full of an international community, lots of things to do, some higher property prices, but a really solid choice if you're looking for a place to retire in Costa Rica. This is another place where if you're planning on staying close to home, you don't really need a car. You can kind of walk around and get around the local town pretty easily. You've got all of the amenities there, banks, grocery stores, really easy to go into other nearby towns as well. But if you're going to be living, south or north or south of Tamarindo, somewhere like Playa Grande, or to the south, Hacienda Pinilla, then you'll definitely want to have a car here. This is a great place for you if you want to live at the beach and you want to have an active social life, lots of things to do, and you don't mind paying for it because prices here for properties can easily start in the hundreds of thousands of dollars up to the millions, depending on what you're looking for. It's not for you if you're looking for a really quiet, idyllic lifestyle because it can be, a bit busy because of the higher population here compared to other places. It doesn't have a big hospital in Tamarindo. You've got some clinics there, but you'd probably need to go to Liberia for the closest medical care. It looks like the SEMA hospital that was up in Guanacaste closed recently, so to go to like the biggest private hospitals, you could fly or drive from Tamarindo to San Jose. So that's something to keep in mind. But if you're looking for a happening place with lots of things to do, lots of amenities, then Tamarindo could be for you. Next, we're gonna head back into the Central Valley for the third place on my list, to the area of Heredia, which is a county kind of in the northern side of San Jose. I really like this as a retirement destination because the climate can be quite a bit cooler than other parts of the Central Valley. You've got some really nice views. It's a lot quieter there, more local, like lots of students, international schools, universities, kind of a colonial feel there. And it's still close to all of the amenities of San Jose with a bit lower property prices than places like Escazú and Santa Ana. So I know one of my friends has been living in Heredia for a couple years now, and she's, going to yoga and just like enjoying the sunrises, sunsets. She's not retired yet. She's had some kids in school there, but it's just a really nice part of the Central Valley where you can kind of be out of the hustle and bustle, but still in like a few dollars, you can take an Uber to get to the other side of the city. So depending on where you live here, you don't need a car. You're also really close to the San Jose International Airport. So I think that Heredia is a really solid choice for a place to retire in Costa Rica, where you can be in the Central Valley adjacent to all of the amenities of San Jose while still having everything you need right there. Lots of malls, restaurants, shops, and then you have multiple hospitals within, probably 30-minute radius. Heredia is for you if you want all of the conveniences of living in a city without the hustle and bustle. You've also got access to the top hospitals in the country without living directly in the capital. For the second spot on my list, we're going back to Guanacaste, but to a much quieter area than Tamarindo. And this is going to be just up the road in Playa Hermosa. So this is really close to the Playas del Coco area. And I like it as a retirement destination because it's really the epitome of peace, quiet, nature, and beaches in Costa Rica, but still a bit more affordable than prices in Playa Flamingo area that's close by, and some of the other neighborhoods around there can get quite expensive. So you've got beautiful views there, you've got the beaches, you've got a lot of amenities just next door in Playas del Coco, and you're also close to the highway to get to Liberia Airport or to Liberia to, some bigger hospitals and clinics there. You have the San Rafael Arcangel Private Hospital and also Enrique Public Hospital, and you can also fly from Liberia over to San Jose quite easily. It's only 30 minutes from Liberia International Airport. Playa Hermosa is for you if you're looking for that quintessential relaxed beach lifestyle in Costa Rica without the high prices of Tamarindo or the hustle and bustle of Playas del Coco. First on my list is a part of Costa Rica that is often referred to as having one of the best climates in the world, and that's not an exaggeration. This place is Atenas, which is on the western side of the Central Valley. It's a great option because it's kind of smack dab between the beach and the city of San Jose, so you can easily get to the coast for the day, and you can also easily get to San Jose for any doctor's appointments or other, maybe go to Price Mart and some of the bigger places like that to go shopping, but you still get that quieter Costa Rican lifestyle that I think so many of us were attracted to in the first place when word first started getting out about retiring to this country decades ago. So I know people that are really happy living there. It's a nice blend of local Costa Rican people, very friendly people, and also retirees and international residents as well. It's a nice, calm, and laid-back lifestyle, not too exciting, but maybe just the perfect spot for you if you're looking to retire. In Atenas, you can find a lot of gated communities, but also traditional Costa Rican housing options. Modest homes start in the $150,000 to $300,000 range, with larger villas going from $400,000 and up. There's also luxury estates in the millions, and also lots of opportunities for land to develop. Again, you will have local clinics there for the basics, but it's just a short drive over to San Jose for the access to the bigger hospitals. If you're looking for small town charm, mountain views, and quick access to the capital, Atenas could be for you. Now, I did promise you a wild card at the end of this video, and some places that were close to making my list but didn't are Tambor, which is over in the Nicoya Peninsula, just a short ferry ride from Punta Arenas on the Central Coast. I really like it there because there's a lot of nice communities and housing options, but it is kind of remote. It's not the easiest place to get in and out of, but you are really close to the beaches of Malpais and Santa Teresa, and then also you've got the airstrip in Tambor and can also hop the ferry over to the mainland. Likewise, you might want to consider the Caribbean coast of Costa Rica. Puerto Viejo especially has a really nice, relaxed Caribbean type of vibe. I have a lot of fond memories there of, walking around and riding my bike, and also exploring, banana plantations, cacao plantations, and it's just a really beautiful and tropical place to be. But let me know in the comments where you're thinking about moving to in Costa Rica. If you would like any help with your move, you can reach out to me at travelingwithkristin.com/relocation, and make sure to watch this video next to find out all about the reasons why a lot of people leave Costa Rica after moving there and why it might not be the place for you.